See, the thing is, you done came in with your pink today. Like, you really had a happy Valentine's Day. I'm in here really just like dark cloud.
No, not dark cloud. It's just, listen, Mandy knows I hate pink. Like, notoriously, I'm like, no, pink. Even as a little girl, I was like, purple, just to be like rebellious for no reason at all. I never really had anything against pink. I just always felt like it was a color that was forced on you as a little girl.
It was.
And it was just like, it just felt so wrong. It's like, what if I just don't like it? It's like, no, pink, girls.
You and pink today felt really like,
aggressive.
Hello?
Oh, it's aggressive.
Bridget,
Sorry.
is that you?
Right. Well, the other thing that I thought of too is that with braids and stuff like that, if I have no makeup, when I have no makeup on, and so I always feel like I'm giving girl fight, and I don't. And there's no shade to Michelle Rodriguez. That was one of her greatest performances. But I always felt like I was, you know what I'm saying?
Rodriguez.
She was the actress in the movie Girl Fight.
And here I go thinking.
You're thinking it's Brooke Valentine.
I'm thinking Brooke Valentine.
No,
okay, all right.
There's a movie.
You thought it too, right?
I know, Steph did too. No, sorry guys. No, there's a movie that's starring Michelle Rodriguez. She has cornrows the whole film, and she's a fighter. But Michelle Rodriguez she's very masculine. You know what I mean in the role in that role. So that was kind of what it was giving. And I felt like, okay, well, I need to let's make this a little more girly. And then I went and did the exact thing that I hated everybody else did, which was make pink girly and put pink on.
And that's exactly what
so
you're doing.
Here we are in all of our hypocrisy this week. Welcome. See, the thing is, we're all a bunch of hypocrites.
Let's go ahead and jam and get this motherfucking show on the road.
Yes.
Let's go.
Hey.
All right. Throw that ass in a circle. That's all this song made me think of. Shout out Soulja Boy.
Yeah. That's a real bad bitch driving on car. Yeah, she don't need no. This mix is good, honey. That's my best friend. She a real bad bitch, drive her own car. She don't need no lip. Yeah. This is a good mix.
It.
This is a great way to start the week.
It.
Yes. Shout out to Miss Milan for that.
Shout out. Yes. I saw this on the timeline and I was like, yes.
Oh, yeah. She definitely edited the hell out of that.
Sent it right to you. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
we
opened this is a good start. This is a good start. I know. Well, let's, I think we should address the elephant in the room, which is, you know us, we have aggressive segues. Slam on the gas.
Speaking of the
elephant, aggressively, you'll notice that we have an empty seat next to me on this couch today. And that is because the lovely Miss Olivia Dope is no longer with us on the See the Thing Is podcast. And we wish her all the best.
We definitely
in all of her future endeavors.
We do, absolutely.
And yeah, and it's going to be Mandy and I rocking out, Thelma and Louise, Laverne and Shirley style for a little bit.
That. For a little bit. Look, and here, anytime, and look, I wish I knew, female duos. I think I've been using fucking Outkast, the whole time. I'm like, no, bitch, we Andre 3000 and Big Boy, bitch.
Oh, my God. That actually would be kind of fitting.
You know what I mean?
I wear bright, aggressive clothing. And
oh, wait, I definitely was about to be Andre 3000. No. So now nobody want to be Big Boy.
I mean, Big Boy always smell better than anybody else. He looked like he smelled good.
He do.
Right? We talked about this, even with E40. I was like, some of these big boys, quote unquote, looking like they smell good.
I never thought he was a big boy, though.
They know how to. He never was. He just looked big because he always had the oversized jerseys and the big furs on. He was always styling and profiling.
He just got cheeks, and not like the cheeks from the back. He just got full cheeks on his face.
This is recent. He looked good in the suit. Go ahead, big boy.
Oh,
yeah,
with the blazer
and the beard. Hello. Yeah,
but yeah, I want to ask you though, because we are. I think that I have a take on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
and I just want to know how yours was first. I mean, So yeah, go ahead.
Well, so I hate Valentine's Day. I have never. Well, and not for any particular reason. I've never had a bad Valentine's Day. I've never. Thank God. Thank you, God. Never really had a bad Valentine's Day. But I don't like to. I don't. The way that I view love and relationships, I overextend and overgive all the time. So for me, thinking about Valentine's Day as a day to go above and beyond for your partner or significant other is it just feels you putting a hat on a hat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my partner and I go balls to the wall for each other all the time. If I see something that I think he'll like, I buy it for him and vice versa. So we just we spoil each other constantly. So
Same.
for Valentine's Day, I was kind of like, please don't go overboard. And he's a giver too. So he's like, nah, you never had a good Valentine's Day, so I'm about to do. And I'm like, please, I'm putting a budget. I don't want us to spend too much money. I want us to be conservative about this. But he insisted on doing the most to make me happy and make me smile and surprise me, and it was great. And we went to dinner where we actually last night we had reservations at the restaurant that we first had our real interaction.
Oh, that's cute.
Which was really cute. So last night was a very special. Yeah, Valentine's Day was really special this year. So I'm happy. Shout out to you, babe. Love you.
And it's crazy because it was my first Valentine's Day with a partner.
Yes,
but I also have one of those partners where it's just like, babe, we go on dates all the time. I bring you flowers all the time.
Yeah.
I gift him, like, we exchange gifts all the time. And so we had a great day. Like, we had a plan that went awry. Mm-hmm. But basically, so we did brunch, then we went and got drinks, and we had planned to watch the Judas and the Black Messiah movie.
Yes.
And I had lingerie ready, baby. Yes. And I know we talked about lingerie.
I did too. I had lingerie on last night and it got tangled and it was awkward. But I'll tell you about that later.
Not only did I have the lingerie ready, a bitch had a bedazzled butt plug. As soon as we got to the house, the bedazzlement went in my booty hole. Just for us not to be able to do shit because I got a Mayday 911 from my homegirl. Oh. Mind you, because of the pressures of this goddamn day, she didn't get a ring. And so she questioned her entire relationship and she packed a bag and was like, I'm leaving him. And I'm like, girl, I am on a date with do you know the plans I have tonight? I said, just go in one of your guest rooms. And my boyfriend is just like, you need to invite her over. That is your best friend. And he had to step in. And I was like, all right, well then we need to get the check now. Like we need to go and get one in before she gets there.
Hello?
We kept drinking. And so by the time we got back to my place, she was pretty much pulling up. And so the butt plug I bent over and was like, ooh, pretty much had to be pulled out, and we didn't get to do shit because also I'm in my mind wanting to end this night the way I think we're gonna end it. It's Valentine's Day, and even though it was chill, I did want to pull all the tricks out at night. And in my response to my friend talking about her relationship, because again the pressures of this goddamn holiday, he was like, you're not listening to her, and I feel like I don't want. You need to be there for your friend right now. And I was just like, and he's like, we can't do quickies. He doesn't know how to give quickies. And I was just like, okay.
He doesn't know.
So then I ended up yelling at him fine, just get off of me. No, he doesn't. 5 rounds each time. And so he's like,
shout out to the men who don't know how to do quickies.
Seriously, shout out to y'all.
Long-winded.
Hold on.
Long piped and long-winded.
This is for y'all.
Good for y'all.
There we go. Let's give them a round of applause.
We just got to give them a round of applause because
look, y'all know. There we go.
It's just important. It's important. It's important. Quickies are important too, but some men all they have is quickies,
and that's the thing. When that's all you're giving me,
right?
But yeah, no. So I didn't get that. I literally, when he left.
So the most action you got on Valentine's Day was the bedazzled butt plug.
The most action I got were pickleback shots. That was the most action I freaking got.
I like pickleback.
And me too.
Those are good shots.
This was the first time getting him to even try it. It was really dope, but not dope because. Yeah.
Damn. You're a good friend.
Yeah.
You're a really good friend.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Let's not even talk about my other homegirl who broke up with her nigga even though...
On Valentine's Day?
But it's because she's the side chick. And she was like, are you going to take your wife out today? Bro, yes, you knew he was going to take his wife out today. So she broke up with him. Oh, it was hell yesterday because, again, the expectations that a lot of women have of this holiday, you either see it head on, really what your role is in this man's life, or the things that you do expect from him to do on this day, when he doesn't do it, now you internalize is this really where you want to be? And unfortunately, I think we as women do that with a lot of holidays.
Yep.
It could be Christmas, it could be our birthday, it could be Valentine's Day, it could be New Year's.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Again, I think there has to be some sort of conversation had with you and your partner regarding the expectations around these holidays and things, because as women, we have, especially when we go on and we see motherfucking what Quavo doing for Sweetie and all of these couples and fucking Alexa Sky getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. And
we don't have Quavo and Sweetie money. We don't have that. We don't have that.
That part.
We don't have that. It's
You're
not
right.
here. It's not a thing. No, we can't have those expectations. Furthermore, I had a really interesting conversation with my partner about the fact that so many men feel so short-sighted and ignored and dismissed on Valentine's Day.
You about to call me out?
No, I'm not going to call you out.
Oh.
I wasn't even going to do it. I wasn't even going to do it.
Let me tell y'all, Bridget and her man was having me on Google search Amazon, like, you didn't get your man a gift? I said, I got him a card. I just got him some birthday gifts. And I got cussed out because, yes, I am unfortunately one of those women that believe this is a day for you to shower me.
So here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that belief. Let me go ahead and lead with... there's nothing wrong with that belief, okay? Nothing at all. However, you got to make sure you're with a partner that's okay and that sees you, feels you, and understands the same place that you are at. That to me is the most important thing. It all comes down to communication, right? I hear stories, and even, my partner's friends and people that he knows, like hearing stories all the time about husbands and boyfriends that are just like constantly every year just disappointed. They just stop saying anything about, like, they just do whatever for women, for their partners, and that's it. And then they just feel resentment. They just feel, pissed off and disappointed. And honestly, and disappointed. And to the point where it's like now a lot of men don't want to have expectations around Valentine's Day. And I think the bigger conversation is less to do with Valentine's Day and more to do with, in general, what your expectations are of your partner. Like, communicate what your needs are. And if your needs are not being, all of your needs are not going to be met by your partner. Let's just start there. Full stop. They're not always going to be met by your partner. But if you can manage your expectations in a way that meets their capacity and you understand the person that you're dealing with, then you can at least acknowledge and respect the effort and the show of appreciation that can come forth with the communication that happens. You gotta communicate it. To me, women finding out they're the side chicks. I saw a lot of that on Twitter, where it's like women finding out they're the side chick on Valentine's Day, and it's like, I saw the meme that was like, y'all better not act surprised. Y'all knew that wasn't your man, and it's like, there's so much room for error with that, within like situationships and dating and before you're actually in a relationship. It's like that conversation should be ironed out immediately. Like, are we doing something for Valentine's Day or not? If you don't, because you can't be a woman who may feel the same way you do and be like, well, it's about the women, men spoiling and celebrating the women. You can't be in that position if you haven't had that conversation with the person that you're dating and they understand that that's the expectation, right?
I also want to talk to the women, though, because this is a conversation I have had, especially again with the holidays coming up and expectations not being met. I think a lot of women get into relationships and because they don't want to nag or feel like they're asking for too much, they settle. They settle in relationships where they're not happy. They settle in relationships with partners that aren't doing realistically what they want from someone, but it's almost just the act of you saying you have someone. And this is me being super, super transparent. Like, there was a conversation where I just had with my partner. I overly shared the type of relationships I had prior to him. And it took us having...
You overshared?
No. Yeah, shut I say I overshared because as women, we do want to feel like we're super honest with our partners. But a part of it is where my appreciation comes for him. There was a realization where he's like, the bar wasn't set very high for me. And it's because I allowed past partners to maybe not take me out all the time and maybe not gift me all the time. And it was me being in situations that I thought I was comfortable with, but it's because I didn't want to nag the man or because I knew if I sat here and demanded more.
You didn't want to be disappointed.
That part. But also,
which is valid.
But
That's
also,
valid.
As women, and so many women, I don't want to say it's an umbrella thing because I know a lot of people believe also toxic relationships means it's something, but I don't like confrontation. And so as women, we know that what are we conversation could be confrontational. And so we sit here and we stay with people in very unpleasant, unhappy relationships oftentimes just to say that we're in one.
So maybe the thing to do is avoid the what are we conversation altogether and maybe discuss what your expectations look like.
Okay.
Let's do that because because then it takes the pressure off of a man to acquiesce to a process and a situation that comes with a lot of unspoken expectations, right? Mm-hmm. Because the what are we thing is just like, well, what is this? That's just like the tip of the iceberg then. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so what are we? We're in a relationship. Okay, so what does that actually look like then? We're in a relationship. What are your expectations in a relationship? You're going to expect me to spend my last dime on Valentine's Day. Yes or no? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's always below the surface. Like the what are we conversation is not fulfilling. And it's not for men and for women, it's not going to get you what you need. That's where we end up settling because we end up accepting a status that might be definitive for us in a different way than it is for the person that we're dating. And that's tricky because then you don't really know, like, you don't know where it is comfortable then to be like, honestly, I didn't really fuck with that. I didn't like how you moved in that situation. I didn't like, which is a way healthier way to approach something because then you're discussing how you feel about something and what your expectations are based on how you feel, not as it pertains to that person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, and for me, I think it's the same way. Like even thinking about being in a partnership with somebody who prioritizes making me feel good, making me happy and going above.
That is
like
so much more like, and we talked about the Birkins and,
I'm like,
the
no,
gifts.
I'm uncomfortable. Don't spoil. No, this is true. I don't like it. And
that
you're like,
is it.
Because we do it ourselves. Mm-hmm. We do it ourselves. And it's not to say that there aren't men that do that. I'm with one now and I know that they exist and I have not had a lot of bad experiences with men when it comes to being loved and being appreciated. But at the same time, I think subconsciously, women, we do put a cap sometimes on what we think not what we deserve necessarily, but what we are worthy of asking for. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like, I know I deserve gel pedicures and paraffin. I know I deserve that. I'm not expecting you to do that, but I know I deserve that. There's no other way around that. I have cute toes. This is exactly the standard I deserve. So
flowers and orgasms for me, but yeah,
I mean that's terrific. You know what I'm saying?
Flowers and orgasms.
That sounds like a club every woman should subscribe to. That we all know we deserve, whether men are a part of it or not. So I think we should continue to normalize the communication that comes along with relationship, not, and I don't mean relationship like relationship status. I mean just relationship period. Like any dealings with men, any dealings with women should not be complicated. We make it complicated. People, men and women make it complicated. Like it's not complicated. To communicate is hard. It is hard, to be honest. It is hard to be transparent. You know what I mean? We talk about this all the time. And I'm like, you have no idea the level of bravery it takes to be as honest about your experience and your story and your truth. You have no idea how brave that is to women, a lot of women and men who may not be able to communicate those things.
I mean, even like the people listening, one of the conversations I think we've been having off mic so much, like I have another podcast where I've given so much of myself over the last almost 5 years, coming in here doing that in a different space, like mentally, guys. I know y'all probably think we have the easiest job. Y'all just got to come in and talk, but we openly talked about our parents, our mothers, abortions, our partners and friends. And
my mother's been horrified more than once, by the way. She's like,
sure.
Like I've come to her house and been like, and she's looking at me like, so you don't think I gave a shit? And it's
no, wait, she listened to that?
Oh, she listens to every week. But I set myself up, right? Because I'm in therapy, and at this point, I'm just like, I'm dropping grenades. Like at this point, we talked about this in therapy. We could keep talking about it. Like these are things that we're working through as mother and daughter. But my mom and I have a very transparent, like we're very open with each other. Right. We have very limited boundaries, which we're working on. But and you can relate to this too. Coming up in a single mother household, I'm sure most of our listeners can relate to having a single parent situation where the expectations get blurry and they become partner expectations instead of the expectations between parent and child. It gets tricky. So my mother and I struggle with a lot of that. She's going to hear this and be like, why the fuck would you say that? And it's like, sorry.
She's like, bitch, I done told you.
And I'm just like, I mean, I'm hearing my truth. I'm healing. It's great. It's a part of my process. And so being transparent is hard, and we talk about it all the time, but it's really hard, and it is hard to show up.
Very hard, and because not only that, outside of I've been trying to remove myself from reading the comments, but that's the thing when we come on here and bare ourselves. Yeah, there's an attack on us as people and our character because week in and week out, now people do feel like they know us. And it's crazy because I've been having that conversation with my partner too. He hates who I am on this podcast because he's like, I know you to be so much deeper and caring, and you don't show any of that when I listen to you. Like he listens and he's like, who is that? He was like, give them what you give me. And I was like, babe, I give so much of myself. Yeah. Like I give so much myself. I'm learning on, live. Like what if you guys go back and listen to me 5 years ago, I just had this conversation even with Steph and Savon.
Yeah.
Who I was when I went on the Need to Know compared to who I am now. Like I'm growing in front of the world, and so it makes them believe like they know me. So when I read the comments, because it's coming from them thinking they know me, it is an attack on me, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
I was on Love and Hip Hop, so I understand. I can relate to you wholeheartedly with people thinking they knew who I was.
Speaking of Love and Pop. Like how I did that.
I mean, I was ready to go to you have to let women be who they are and feel their feelings. That would have been my segue. So I'm with you because I'm right here.
Speaking of Love and Pop, I did want to talk. I brought it up last week. The Britney Spears documentary.
Man.
Oh my God.
I finally got into it this week.
Framing Britney. It opens up about her conservatorship with her father, but also what a lot of you may have read on Twitter and really what the conversation stems from.
The Free Britney movement.
Is not only the way in which the media completely destroyed her and the misogyny that lived within the media realm.
Still lives.
You have Justin Timberlake and how he capitalized. And what's crazy, I just also, real quick, I want to share y'all the story. Literally watching this and seeing who Justin was now as an adult, I do want y'all to know, I tore off all of his posters off my wall when he got with Britney because I was heartbroken. And a bit of me hated Britney because I was like, that is my man. That also was the first and last white man I ever really liked. As far as, I don't know why I thought he was going to take my virginity and everything. You know how we grow up thinking the fucking teeny bop way.
I felt that way about Kobe Bryant. I used to tell my mother in 6th grade, I'm going to marry him. She's like, well, he's already got, I said, I don't care. He could take Brandy to prom. Where's the prom? I need to be in the parking lot. Mind you, I'm like 12. So I'm like, where's the prom? I want to go.
And so rewatching this and really seeing how he really capitalized off of what their breakup was and how they demonized her.
Yeah.
It was always her fault. It was, even how they sexualized her. It was just really...
See, but you and I have different opinions about this. We do. Because I watched this and I really... After a while, right, we have to consider the timing and all of that. I lived in LA for 10 years. When you don't want to be seen, you figure out how to not be seen. You're not taking your meetings at the Beverly Hills Hotel. You're not going to brunch at Chateau Marmont. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not in your car with no tints. Not one. Not a single tint on the car, driving down Sunset really slowly. Like, there's ways around a lot of the exposure that happened.
Okay.
And I won't put the blame on her because obviously what we see in this doc too is that she was surrounded by people that really wanted to control what she was doing and were less concerned about her well-being. But I also think that there was some truth to what one of the photographers that was interviewed said about there was a sense of codependency. Like she needed us and that attention and that validation the same way that we needed her to get that money for those pictures. And so I think it's as damaging as it can be, it's also addictive. That amount of attention is addictive. Right. And you have to consider too, this is during a time where there's no social media.
Right.
So the only access that she can give her fans outside of just her shows is paparazzi taking pictures of her. So what might have started out as something very innocent on her part ended up being really detrimental to her, but also she really was seeking that attention in the very beginning. And that's a hard train to stop once the witch is leaving.
We've seen Cardi go through it.
Yeah.
Like, it was everything, like all eyes on me. And then when it became all eyes on me, it's like, you also can't push those eyes off you just when you want. It doesn't work that way.
Right. And I think, even down to when she shaved her head, it's like, sis could have done that in the house. You know what I'm saying? She went out to a salon, to a barber shop that had windows, accessible windows. Like a lot of the stuff, unfortunately, by the time anybody was actually considering how like devastating it was for her, that whole process, it was already, she was attention seeking and basically saying fuck you to all the paparazzi and the cameras and the media and all that. But it was like, it was so self-destructive. It's like,
it was.
We couldn't as fans or anybody else really reach her in that space. The Justin Timberlake apology, I mean, until I hear from Janet, until I hear from Miss Jackson,
Janet ain't even acknowledging him. Can you go back to the apology? Because I do want to. I want to read his apology. He said, "I've seen the messages, tags, comments, and concerns, and I want to respond. I am deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. I understand that I fell short in these moments and in many others and benefited from a system that condones misogyny and racism. I specifically want to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson, both individually, because I care and respect for these, and I care for and respect these women, and I know I failed. I also feel compelled to respond in part because everyone involved deserves better, and most importantly, because this is a larger conversation that I wholeheartedly want to be a part of and grow from." I want to read, I saw someone tweet what his apology should have read.
Okay.
He really just should have said, because the part that fucks this up is that there's still blame on the industry more than it is on him. He should have just said, "I recognize I played a significant role in how the media pursued and portrayed Britney. I misrepresented our relationship for my own personal gain and used our private issues to advance my career at her expense. I built my solo career in taking down two prominent women in my industry, and for that, I'm deeply sorry." There was a lot of fucking fluff in there, and I don't feel like he still acknowledged that he profited specifically in his own personal advances with the downfall of these two women. And when you look into, of course, now we're in social media, they're playing back the videos. He has songs where he replayed the Oops Super Bowl in kind of making it up. He didn't stick up for Janet. Janet was interviewed by Oprah saying, "You don't treat friends the way you do." So the fact that this apology came when it has come almost lends it to for us knowing you didn't apologize when you should have. And you could tell that because he made skits off of this Super Bowl thing. He made skits off of Britney Spears. He went on the radio and was like, "Yeah, she said she's a virgin, but nah, I took that. I was in those pants." Literally, he said that on Star and Buck Wild.
Right.
And so me being an adult now and looking at this from an adult lens, it is very, 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 very disgusting in the way in which they demonized Bro, Janet wasn't able to go to fucking award shows for years. She had an album that came out that Viacom went and put on their network because, like, and it's so crazy because, again, we grew up idolizing a lot of these people and falling and wanting these men to be our partners. Right. I do, though. Can we give a little special homage to Britney? Britney, bitch.
I would like to, but I would like to say that this is why I struggle with the idea of cancel culture, because we don't leave any room for growth or redemption in moments like this, right? Sometimes it takes. No, I'm not. I'm not at all, and I'm not defending Justin either. But I do think that, number one, in the time period that he was participating in that way, he was a fucking kid, and so it's not to excuse the behavior, but it's also for him to look back on it now at how shitty he was and how shitty he handled that whole situation, I think is important. I don't think we can excuse what happened with Janet because it happened on a much grander way. For sure. The Britney, they had a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men in the wake of relationships ending don't handle things well, and unfortunately, you know, it sucked the way that he went on the radio. I listened, I cringed this morning when I went and rewatched that part where he was like, "Well, you know, she said she's a virgin, but did you get in those pants, Justin?" "Yeah, I did." And it's like,
disgusting.
Bro, you loved her at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's kind of tacky. So, you know, and I don't think at the time anyone thought that was great. But also,
do you think that men even feel like times have changed? And I don't want to get off of this, but do you see that even, and we talked about this maybe in episode 1, The Game, for whatever reason, went on Clubhouse and named all the women that he slept with.
No,
and again, I think we talked about this too. Bow Wow, his next album is him talking about the relationships he's had with women in the industry.
Y'all are so
this is
bored.
still like a fucking
Have y'all learned
thing.
any other skills in life other than just talking about women? Anyway, that's a whole other topic.
That is,
but
a whole other topic.
I do want to just acknowledge the fact that we have to do better at granting people grace. So as much as I will acknowledge Justin Timberlake's apology, I also have to acknowledge the fact that there were a lot of men around him that were older, that were experienced, that were in the industry, that did not check him either. And so the industry continues to this day to covet and protect and empower and sweep under the rug nasty shit and situations where men have abused women. And so I still want to hold the industry accountable to some degree because it still is responsible for the allowance of that behavior.
Right.
Because no one ever gets checked. To the point where now, 20 years later, now the state of the industry is that we can't accept apologies. We don't want to hear it now. It's too late. It's too late. Honestly, it's never too late to apologize. It's not. It's never too late to apologize, especially if you genuinely feel like it's wrong. And I think in the last couple years, especially, Justin Timberlake has been a lot more vocal and political about the racism conversation. I think he has grown into a man that is trying to be more active and more aware of his privilege and more in combat of the cause that has supported his success up until this point. And part of that is apologizing to Janet and Brittany. So
yeah, but y'all, he ain't invited to the cookout.
He's not.
Justin,
let him have his own
that's
cookout.
It, bro. Yeah, he could go ahead and have the raisins in the raisins in his potato salad.
Yeah.
We know that's what he do. So let him stay over there because he ain't welcome. He can go to his little Memphis barbecues because I think that is where he's from. He's from like Tennessee or something. That's how much I used to like him, y'all. But I knew where he was born and raised and all of that. Nah, but
Brittany, back to Brittany. Because
it's Brittany bitch.
It's Brittany bitch. Because Britney Spears also had hits on hits on hits on hits on hits on hits on hits. And has continued to make music and make hits and do her thing and still gets all of her fans to come out and do a Vegas residency. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, this was your jam?
Knock, knock, knock on a door. I literally dressed up in my room for this song. I had a whole routine.
You did?
Yes. They go inside, she lucky. Honestly, I loved this song. My fucking God. And I was not able to ever buy it, but her song with the goddamn latex, this probably is where I wanted to get into BDSM and fucking the fucking high ponytail with the swoop bang. What's the song? You know, with the heart. You know, I'm doing the movement.
Oops, I did it again.
Oops. I was like,
she had that ponytail with that baggy, that flare leg.
What?
Listen,
what? I like
that flare
the whole
leg,
outfit.
the flare leg outfit,
the latex, the red.
It was
latex.
a flare leg latex. It was a flare leg latex
with the turtleneck.
Listen,
but I wanted the whole thing.
Y'all needed to put that turtleneck fabric on the bottom because that was not long enough. Okay, she had a boot on underneath that. It was a combat boot.
Okay, wait. I'm actually now I'm upset that I wanted this outfit. I am so upset. But she was supposed to be like an alien, like she was in space, like you know. But bitch, I wanted this little outfit.
I hated that really flare leg. That flare leg really upset me.
A red latex flare leg with a turtleneck and boots.
Yeah.
Why did I want this outfit? I am upset. I'm also super glad that high-waist jeans came into style. Yeah. Because the way she wore them low-risers, the way these hips are set up, the way this fupa does not allow that.
The way that I tried to buy those mud jeans and the jeans from Delia's. Listen.
Oh, I'm thinking limited too.
They used to like squeeze the hip bones, you know, so that the lower ab area could be out, and it was just so uncomfortable.
And then guess what? Even Beyonce in the Bootylicious video had the low rise. So even our black hips and thighs that were never made for those. Beyonce still had us trying to get the goddamn low rise, and then we had to get our Libra and Virgo and all that shit on the back of
But
them.
also, we got to shout out House of Darion and Baby Fat because they finally came out with some low-rise stretchy denim that worked for the big booty girls, and I was very pleased. Thank you very much, Kimora Lee and Miss Tina Lowell.
Oh, so you could give shout outs, but when no, go ahead. I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead, shout out to the Baby Fat.
You were Baby
and the
Fat.
apple bottom jeans.
Yes.
Girl, I worked at Demo. So y'all know I had every job in the goddamn world. So
Demo is like Jimmy Jazz, Dr. J.
It was my first job in retail. I left Quiznos to go to Demo. And they called me Goldie because I was 16 years old, but I had 2 golds at the bottom. Listen, I grew up in Florida, bitch.
Yes.
We had golds
Yes.
in high school.
Y'all love golds
You go
in your
to
mouth.
you go
Yes.
to the J Mart little flea market and you get your little golds for about $100. And bitch, I had to work hours to be able to afford these golds. But I did. And then of course I got knocked out at the teen club because someone hit me in the back and they fell out and I was like, fuck my golds.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And also if y'all ever had golds and wrapped them in the tissue paper while you ate and then you lose
I
them.
left them in a restaurant. I had fronts on. I had a bottom fronts in like
That's what I'm talking
2005.
about. You know what? Can we bring that back?
I left them, and I literally, we were at a diner. I left the club. I was lit, and I literally wrapped them up in a napkin at the restaurant, put them on the side, left. Didn't realize until I got home and went to like try to take them out that they weren't there. I was so sick. I went back to the diner too. Was like, I left. They were like, we clean that shit up. You see the people in there sweeping, mopping. I was like, yeah, it's a dub.
Golds done. And I'm doing that now with my goddamn Invisalign. Can't keep up with them for shit. I lost a whole set in here a couple weeks ago. I'm like,
no,
damn. And then I tried to put the other one in, right? This is another. Okay, this is again back to being what you need. Oh, the aux.
Because I want to play my favorite Britney song next.
I just also want to say like Invisalign is painful. It hurts. And I've chose that if J. Cole can continue to fucking make money and profit with his crooked smile, y'all might not get, because the way it tore up my tongue, I said, suck my man's dick or get straight teeth. And you know what? At this point, crooked smile it is.
Wow.
Crooked fucking smile. It just tears up my whole mouth, bro.
You don't have a crooked smile, though.
Bitch, when I go like, it's crooked. And you know what? Y'all are just going to get me smiling. Top teeth only, bitch. That's it.
I mean, I have a little overbite, but it's not bad.
But the way them Invisaligns like fuck up my whole mouth, I said,
oh no,
I like to do too many things for my mouth to feel this way. Right. So go ahead. What was your favorite Britney song, girl?
I mean, I have a couple, but this was one of my favorites.
This is when I stopped listening. Oh wait, no, Boys. I do know this song.
I love this fucking record. You bugging out. This was what she did with Pharrell. I need to find the remix because this was a vibe. But you know what else? Before we get into that type of that Britney, this was my jam. I was this girl.
Yeah.
I was in volleyball practice.
This is it. Sorry,
I was in volleyball practice. Okay. Volleyball practice.
This is
Getting into this. I
played volleyball too.
Yes.
Just stop.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do or say, baby.
I've had.
Why did they say baby like that back then?
Baby.
Baby.
I don't know. She from Louisiana. You know they don't. That's a different accent. That's different.
You might think that I
won't make it my own, but now I'm stronger. This was a jam.
You know what's crazy?
Every bitch thought they could sing.
Also, the men listening, y'all know this song too. Parks. You jamming, ain't you?
Me no more. Honestly, it was the chord changes for me though too. I was listening to that at 14.
Like it was real good.
You know what I mean?
Even the cameraman, he tapping his foot. He was a Britney fan. I don't think men admitted to being Britney fans, but y'all loved us in the schoolgirl outfits.
I love this video too. I also loved
her videos were great.
I loved her emotional side though too. Real Britney fans. Real Britney fans know this one. This was a one. Remember that movie Crossroads that she did?
Yes. We talked about this.
With Zoe Saldana and what's the other girl's name? I forget her name, but she was in Bring It On too. Maybe it was Eliza Dushku. It was one of those actresses. I'm so good with names and I can't remember her name. But I
suck at names. Y'all know I said Lance Bass, Lance Gross, same shit. Y'all came for me last week.
This video was fire too because she was like on a cliff in like the Grand Canyon somewhere by herself, and it just made so much sense for like the cowboy, the like rustic hippie jeans and the crop top. Plus, this was just a really well-written song. But this shit right here.
I know we've also been asking for the Ciara prayer. Her man right now rocks for her. So I'm glad that Brittany found somebody.
She said, I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. Come on.
Not yet a woman. This is real country. Like, I
would have loved the Shania Twain remix of this. I'm not even gonna hold you. That would have been a vibe.
Oh, you ain't gonna hold me?
I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, I ordered my merch. Mine is on the way.
Also, shout out to the entire JBN using my words. I hear you, Parks. I hear you, Joe. The fans do too, because I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, man. Yeah, Brittany had some vibes, honey. And then you can't forget the comeback. You can't forget the comeback.
I told y'all this is where my name came from.
Yeah.
That B,
when this was
double I.
Let me tell you how I thought I was a stripper when this came on in the club.
Wait, how old were you? You thought you were a stripper at what age, baby girl?
I was 20 when this came out.
Oh.
So I wasn't legally supposed to be in the club, but okay. I was on the banquette. When this would come on in the club, I was dancing on the table.
Wait, you said you were 20?
Yeah.
Once again, shout out to the South. 18 and up for women, 21 and up for men.
Oh, well, that's not great. Let's not shut that out.
No, I can't shut that out. You're legal at 18. You know, now that I think about it, there is a problem with that. Now that I think about it.
That's a little sus.
They really allowed 18 and up for women, 21 and up for men for the clubs down in Florida. Yeah, in Georgia, actually. It was a thing. Mm-hmm. I was so happy I could be in the club, and I was like, ooh, we gonna get some men's with apartments. We ain't got to deal with the 18-year-old boys because we got grown men. I'm just saying that's problematic now that I think about it. Like, damn. It's crazy because I just had this conversation up here. I guess there's a middle school that starts from 7th grade that goes all the way up to 12th grade. Uh-huh. And I just had this conversation. I said, ooh, I don't know if 12-year-old girls and adolescents should be around technically people who are of age at 18, 17, 18, like where you are at 12 years old as a woman and a boy, not even a woman, as a girl and a boy is leaps and bounds behind where you're at 17, 18 in your junior and senior year.
Agreed.
So it's crazy to me that even schools are broken up that way. I definitely believe there should be a middle school. 6th to 8th grade. And then you go through high school. But even 9th grade, I went to a high school where we had a 9th grade center because they know that at that age, you are being introduced to different things. We had teen clubs too. So now as a freshman, we're old enough at 14 to go to the teen clubs. Oh. But you're in the teen clubs with people up to like 19 years old. Yeah, now that I think about it, damn, we grew up some crazy ways. But even as women, to be very honest too, we almost like paraded dating older men.
We did.
And I look back at them now and it's almost like, ew.
And it's almost like Britney Spears knew who we were all along.
The whole time. This part, yeah. We were toxic.
She knew. She knew before we knew.
We were toxic.
She knew before we knew. Calling. Guy like you.
All y'all men should have warnings.
A guy like you should wear a warning.
What warning do you think would be on men? I think men need to come out and be like, listen, you know I ain't shit. You know I'm gonna break your heart.
I feel like men and women should have those type of signs. I hope Black Mirror does an episode like that, where it's like you get to see what it is for real. You get to see men and women. I'm broke. If you ain't got no money, we can't date. That's for women too, because women can be too broke to date. I'm broke, can't date. I ain't shit. Okay, I'm a liar. Okay, I'm a scammer. You know what I'm saying? Like we should all have to like have that on display.
I need a warning sign for everyone.
You're toxic. I'm slipping.
I think really that's the only sign we all need.
Yeah, or I'm toxic. We could put that. You just have that be the the warning sign. I'm toxic.
To be very fair, we know when we deal with toxic men, and you know when the woman you're dealing with, men, when they're toxic.
Run.
Did y'all see? Oh, again, back to Valentine's Day. There was this woman that posted 5 pairs of shoes, dollar bills, a rolling tray, all these stuff she bought for her man on Valentine's Day. And then literally 10 hours later, he fucked up already, y'all. And I was just like, you know what? I don't want the type of dick that made her buy even all those gifts for this man. And for him to still ruin it, you knew what it was. You knew the type of partner you was with.
I mean,
we be loving the toxic ones, child.
That's not fair.
It's so awful. I'm not gonna hold you.
I don't think that's fair.
What's not fair?
I think good men deserve to be spoiled. I do.
The problem is we don't be liking them. We like the one. That's the problem. We don't like the good men. Like,
well, no, I don't think it's that we don't like the good men. We like projects. We like arts and crafts.
oh,
Women we do. We love a project, bitch. We love a DIY. We love something we can fix. We love something we can heal. We love something we can love and mold.
That we can change. We think we can change.
We love that shit. We love a challenge.
Which is also trash because we give that, like, we understand that men like to chase.
Yes.
And the idea that we like to feel like we have the power to change a man, it's literally, that's toxic all in itself.
So it's like, oh, you want to chase? Let me show you why you should chase me. Like, no, that's not, no. How did you read that? But that's true. Like, that's how a lot of us view it. If a man is like, women ain't shit. I'm just not fucking with women. If a man that I was interested in ever said that to me, I'm out. All right, bet.
But there's been men that said,
bye.
I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. And now 6 months later, what are we? Back to that. Mm-mm. And it's like, he told you up front, this isn't something he was looking for. And as women, we got to stop thinking that we can change the minds of these men when realistically, they do tell us exactly up front what it is.
Sometimes they don't know. It's wishy-washy. It's wishy-washy because some men do just want to be loved and held and taken care of, and some men are selfish knowing that they don't want that, but they'll say whatever in the moment to make the chick stay, which is foul. But those men are out there too. Those men are out there too. Some men are broken and hurt, and women too. I think I know a couple women that have done that to a couple men and ruined men that. They met somebody that they just wanted to be loved and be taken care of and be provided for, but they didn't really have any intention of building anything with that man. And it sucks because in those scenarios and situations, oftentimes those men are broken forever. That damage is done. You know what I mean? And I
may be broken since middle school.
Right.
It's been hurt my feelings.
I'm telling you, if you ever ask a man like about his first real heartbreak, he'll be able to give you all the details. Every single one. And that'll tell you everything. To be honest, women, let that be your project.
Oh.
If you want to be in a relationship with a man, ask him what his first heartbreak was like. And if he can if you watch his temperature rise and his tone change, yeah, you know that bitch, she left me. I was supposed to meet her for dinner and she didn't meet. She stood me up and then I had to call a bus and she had my car. Like, if you watch how his posture changes and you listen to how he talks about his first heartbreak, if he's still mad at that girl, run. If he's still mad at that girl, run. And same thing goes for men. If you ask her about her ex and all she ever has to say is some nasty, bad shit, and it was all his fault and he fucked up and time to go. You got some healing to do. God bless. Namaste your ass over there. No, thank you. We're all stocked up on crazy here. You could sell that somewhere else. And I've definitely, listen, I went through that with somebody who then decided they wanted to be my friend. And I was like,
oh, no. Keep that friendship somewhere else. No. I don't want to be friends with anyone that I was intimate with. Like I've actually said, like, if I loved you and I had those feelings for you and we had sex, a friendship can't continue. I'm sorry. Like, the way I loved you can't continue friendship-wise because I'm always going to maybe want more with you or of you or expect more of you that I know you're not ever willing to give me.
Right.
So therefore, how much of a friend can you really be if you know I'm hurting and you're still okay with me hurting?
Yeah.
So I do feel like any man that you have sex with or truly love, a friendship afterward is not possible. A friendship afterwards is not possible.
I mean, I've had a couple casual sexual encounters and been able to look past it, but it was strictly a sexual encounter. It was never anything beyond that.
But when the feelings are involved,
if I ever loved somebody, I would no. There's no one I can think of that I've really loved that I can say, oh yeah, we're friends now.
No, I don't think it's realistic.
The only time that could be possibly true, and I think it still takes years of work and practice, is when two people have to co-parent. Like I've seen situations, like I have, family members and friends that have to co-parent with somebody that they once loved, but they're both in different relationships and marriages now, and now they're able to be cool with each other because they co-parent. They're not actually friends. If there was no kid, they wouldn't talk. You know what I'm saying? But if there's a kid, it's like, nah, we're cool. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to be friends. We're not friends. Like if we didn't have a kid, we would never speak. But we're still cool.
I want to bring forth, again, before we get into our Freshly Squeezed, a conversation I had this week, and it just brought me back to what you were saying. The difference between like and love.
Yes.
And I put so much emphasis on love. If I say I love you, I feel like, I haven't given that word to somebody. Oh yeah, let me tell you the conversation that's been being had that I even just had to share with my friend. And I now look at it even in business, like the way love is something that almost innately we all have because we do care for the humanity of people.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was giving a gift to even my partner by saying I love you because that's something I had never told anyone. But we had the conversation recently. And as women, we do hold such power to this word love. And he was like, me liking you is what keeps me coming around. You can care for someone. You want the best even for strangers sometimes.
Yeah.
It's because you love humanity. But you have to like someone to be around them. You have to like someone to go out of your way to make sure that they're happy, like we were talking about.
Yes.
Even
it's very true.
This is the analogy I use. Our family.
Yeah.
We love them.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we like them. But there's a almost like ever-growing love for them and who they are, even if we don't like them. And guess what? Just because we're family, I'm always going to want the best for you. But it doesn't mean I want to be around you. Doesn't mean I want you around me. Doesn't mean I want to hang out and all those things. And so I think that we have to maybe look at that as far as our interaction with people, like, but do I like you? Because love does come.
Yeah.
It just comes with just having human decency.
Well, we talked about this too in terms of like and the importance of liking someone, right? The importance of liking someone and respecting someone.
Yes.
I mean, I say that all the time within my partnership, but also like even with my family members and my friends. I would rather be respected than loved. Because love changes. You know what I'm saying? Love is fleeting. Sometimes I don't think it ever really goes away if it's genuinely felt. I think there's always a part of you that will feel that sense of connection to somebody you loved. But when you respect someone, I think that sets the tone for how you treat them, how you move. And I just think that to me, respect to me is the foundation of it, because I can't like you if I don't respect you. I can't 100%. Love you if I don't respect you. And to me, decisions that I've made where my friends are concerned or my family's concerned, even in business, right? Because I work with some of my friends. I work with, you know what I mean? I consider you my friend and we work together. I like you. So I like you because I respect you. So there's certain things that I think we, as not just as women, I think as people, we think everything is compounded into love. And if we say love, then it means all those things. And it really doesn't.
Does not.
It really doesn't.
It does not. And because love was such a word that I held on to and didn't feel like I gave out as freely, looking at it now, there's so much more than love. And I know that we even question as women whether our partners love us when they cheat, or whether if they don't give us the time or go out of their way. And again, going back to even liking, respecting, those hold so much more weight than love. And I don't know why we have this, again, back to Valentine's Day, we have all of this pressure on this L word. And I called it the L word forever. Like a little child. Oh, the L word, I don't want it. And it's crazy because really it should have been liking and respecting.
Yeah.
And valuing. Yeah. Like those words are so much heavier than love. And I don't know where, again, I think just the fairy tales, like love just is weighed so much more than I truly believe it should be.
I mean, I still think love is important. But I think love, there is an aspect of love that is a choice. That is a choice. And that's the part, that's the pressure that we put on ourselves, is we put the pressure on ourselves to choose love. We put the pressure on our partners to choose love. So that we know, and it is a little bit of a fantastic idea because, or like a, fantasy idea, because when you think about what unconditional love looks like, is unconditional love really a thing? You know what I mean? Can we really love without conditions? Does that mean that I'm just going to love and treat and do
Nope,
everything I
you
can
need the
for
shampoo
you
before the conditioner, baby.
without any conditions, right? Like
you need the shampoo first and then the leave-in conditioner.
Like, is
there's a lot
unconditional-
even to condition, you
Right.
know?
Is
I got
unconditional love a
oils
thing?
now for my scalp. There's a whole
Not
lot of
oils.
things. I'm just saying there is a lot of things.
like
But
to
before
me,
that, you're right.
the respect is unconditional. The respect to me is going to be unconditional. If I lose respect for you, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's got nothing to do with me. Me losing respect for somebody is completely on them. And that's just how it goes. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Sorry, not sorry. I don't. Oh, man. Love and respect. Speaking of a lack of respect.
Oh, I don't know where you're going with
people's
this.
health.
Okay.
Well, the
yes.
lady, you had posted something last week about this woman that was allegedly abducted.
Bro, I'm so mad. I'm so
And-
mad because I'm out here trying to sit here and really feel like I'm caring for the health and safety of it. This woman,
Yeah.
y'all,
You
if
can
y'all
tell
know
it.
the girl, she went to Jamaica. She's a flight attendant for JetBlue, went with her friends. As you guys know, there's a lot of stipulations about traveling now.
Yep.
Upon arrival, she got tested for COVID, her and her friends. She did test positive. And so in Jamaica, they went to put her in the room where she had to be quarantined. And she decided to create a whole story that she was possibly being
Abducted,
sex trafficked, human trafficked. There's cameras in her room, all because she had to quarantine on vacation.
because she just wanted to have a vacation. So you tested positive and you wanted to just create this whole scenario, this fake scenario, so you could have a vacation?
I was so upset, and I really, really, really do hope that she gets fired. And beyond that, I know that people reached out to the embassy. People were really,
a lot
really
of people rallied. A lot of people
around her,
rallied.
yes.
And this is just shitty. It's just it's just whack as fuck to do to people. You know what I mean? Like, COVID is still taking lives, y'all. COVID is still a very real threat. Like, this is not a funny thing. It's not, and this just goes to show, fucking America. We're pressed for vacation. We're pressed for fucking vacation. Like, you're a flight attendant. You catching flights every day.
Right.
You are traveling all the time.
and you're around a lot of people. And I'll say too, even as someone who, did test positive a couple
And
months ago.
quarantined for a month.
A whole month. I was miserable. But
We were on FaceTime 50 times a day.
there's also still a guilt. And I don't know if many other Americans feel this way as well. Because yes, we are still trying to go about life as normal. Like, I do have travels that I have to take, and a part of me feels guilty for having to fucking travel.
Yeah.
And I do think we do need to be, again, what's the word? Y'all know I be bad with words. I need to read more or something. Because there be these words that I be like, ooh, it's in my head. Mindful,
considerate.
there we go. Them words.
Considerate.
Those are the words. Bro, I literally
Empathetic,
sat there and could not think.
compassionate.
Yeah, them things.
It's a lot of words.
Girl,
it's a
when I
lot
tell
of
you-
words.
Yeah, like, and I feel it's important that we have to get our tests, but also understand that when we're going about these things, it's not just about us.
Right.
It's not about what the virus may just do to us, because if we do contract it, we could literally spread it to someone, and that could be their last of dying days. So I don't know. It's very unfortunate that, she cared more about her vacation than the health of
She tested
everyone.
positive.
She tested
It's not,
positive.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like you tested negative and you were like trying to sneak around and da-da. No,
Bro,
you tested positive.
And Jamaica was like, you're not
Sit your ass
bringing this
down.
around our goddamn island.
Sit down.
Set it down.
Like, just whack, man. That shit was whack. I saw that, and because I saw you post too. Like, we gotta find her. We gotta support
Girl,
her.
and everybody hopped to my shit like, ooh, and sent me all of the things of
Like,
where it wasn't
nope,
true. And I was like,
she's
ooh,
a liar.
let me delete this. Let me go ahead and let y'all know I am not here for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into our motherfucking Freshly Squeezed, bitch.
I'm excited. What you got this week?
So this week, and what's crazy is, y'all know I love me some hip hop. So y'all gonna get hip hop out of me. Shout out, I would say he's a friend of the show. He called in, or I called him a couple weeks ago.
But he answered.
He did answer.
Yeah.
Bitch, I ain't gonna hold you.
He was there. He was there when you called.
Even Joe was like,
Damn.
y'all ain't got the motherfucking sauce for people to answer their phones. He answered on the first call. Thank you. On the first ring. But I have Guap Dad and Ill Mind. This song is called How Many. And it's a single that just dropped. And visuals, y'all.
Yeah.
Visuals are always so good from him. You called him Guap Chad, right?
Guap Chad.
Because he was a whole white man in this last video. I do. I love that we're still getting. I love that we're still getting creative visuals in an era where I know we don't go home to watch music videos anymore. I love it. He reminds me a lot of like earlier Ludacris. In focusing on visuals.
Always. Really
I love
comic.
it.
Yeah, very, very.
I love
like,
it. Look at
very comic.
He's on a do-rag fucking like I love it. Y'all know he had the do-rag down to his feet.
But he had his own do-rags too.
Yeah.
That was merch for a minute.
Look, I love it. This man is in a goddamn bottle, a Bel Air bottle.
Shout out to Guap Dad for his creativity, man.
Yeah, so that's How Many, Guap Dad and Illmind. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
What about you? What you get?
Oh, well, let me get the aux.
Oh, okay. Pass the aux.
Pass the aux, sis. You know me, I'm an R&B bitch. I always am. And
I'm ready for my pussy to be wet. Let's go.
And so the incredible Eric Bellinger teamed up with Hitmaker, and they put a project together and called 1-800-HIT-EASY. And you know, Eric Bellinger calls himself Easy, and then Hitmaker calls himself it. Anyway.
Oh, I wonder if he'll pick up right now. Let me not flex. We could probably get him on.
We could
try.
Yeah, you want to call him?
You play the song.
I want to play the song first.
What if you don't answer? Then we got to edit it out parts.
1-800-HIT-EASY. It's a full length project, which I'm so happy about because a lot of artists are not making full length projects, and this is a great full length collaborative effort. But a song that I really love, and because it was Valentine's Day too, I felt like it's important to include some loving songs. Is a song called "Passionate." Oh,
yeah, just turn it up. There we go.
There we go. I love a good vocal. Y'all know how I feel about some vocals.
And also, I actually got to see Eric Bellinger live.
He sounds even better.
He was on tour with Ye Ali and Sai Ari. He's great.
I won't fail you.
Beautiful.
I just love men still talking about the butterfly feeling of loving somebody and being into a woman. You know what I'm saying? Not just about sex. It's not always about the nasty shit. Sometimes it's really just about
it's not?
Never leaving me. He says like, you never leave me on red. You know what I'm saying? Like it's men care about being acknowledged and loved, and you know that was the theme for Valentine's Day. Okay, some of these men out here still coming at you with passion. They still want to show you passion and they want to feel the passion. So yeah, that was one that I really liked this week. And shout out to Eric. Shout out.
Look, y'all, she bringing the shout out this week.
And Hitmaker and my guy Billy J, who manages him, because those are my friends, and I'm excited. And also,
I feel so bad. I still like can't call him Hitmaker. Like he's in my phone as Berg.
My good friend. Yeah, he's still in my phone as Berg too.
I can't not call him.
But also, I have to shout out my brothers Ao and Keys, who did this record, because they are really just the most solid people that I've met in this industry, production wise. And they're humble, they're talented, they're just incredible. They did WAP. In case you were wondering about records that they might have done. Just casual flex. They did the Cardi B and Kehlani record.
Oh, Ring.
Yes, they did that. Yeah, they did the production. They're producers. Yeah, so Ao and Keys are producers. They've done a number of records.
Really
they work with Ty Dolla $ign a lot, Trey Songz. They're just really incredible musicians. I will call them musicians because you know they play in church. That's how they come up. So you know you gotta be legit to play in church.
All right.
So yeah, those are my guys, man. And I just I wanted to play a good little R&B lovey record to go with the lingerie that I wore over Valentine's Day. That was great. That I almost ripped in half. It was a lot. It was too many pieces. I couldn't.
The nice shit it's hard.
It had a garter. Hard. It had a garter and like a a thing. It was a neck a choker with a thing that went down the middle and the. It was a lot. It was a lot. I tried. It was great. It looked great.
Good for you. My butt plug is next to my goddamn setting lotion. Pulled it right out. It's right next to my rat tail comb and fucking foundation. I was like, all right, let me just go in the bathroom, pulled it right out, and just fucking put it on the sink. I was fed up.
Is it uncomfortable to pull it out? I know that's a really intrusive question. I'm sorry.
So here, actually,
I've never used one. So
let me tell you real quick, y'all. And this is how okay. And I know we just talked about last week how women like just be putting things on and in them without reading the instructions.
Yes.
So I had this massage oil because I couldn't find my lube, and I was like, well, let me just put the fucking massage oil to help it slide in. Bitch, there was peppermint. My Buddha hole was tingling, and I was like,
oh no.
I had to take it out and rinse it with some, bitch, my Buddha hole was tingling with peppermint oil. I was like,
no, so.
I put the wrong, I was like, oh my God, let me find the actual lube. Oh, my Buddha hole last night was tingling. And I was like, I can't have him, even before I knew we weren't going to have action, I couldn't have him put anything in my butt because then his penis would have been tingling, and I was like,
and it's just a whole lot of tingle for no reason at all.
Peppermint
Minty
down
fresh.
there is just not good. It was like, what is the the Bronner Brothers motherfucking
the peppermint wash Bonners.
Keep it the fuck away.
So that's what my man uses. He uses the Tingle shampoo and conditioner. I tried. I didn't. I was out of the Dove body wash. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just use the shampoo, and didn't realize. When we first started dating, I didn't realize that was his thing. He loves the tingly shit on the peppermint, whatever the fuck.
Bro,
that smells like the dentist. And I was like, well, fuck it. At least it's clean. So I used it on the thing, and I, had the washcloth and washing it. It felt like icy hot on my box.
No, you got
peppermint tingle is the worst fucking idea. Whoever came up with the tingle thing was terrible.
I didn't even.
No more tingling and no more peppermint anything on the butt plug.
How are my queens doing?
Hi, Berg. We were just talking about your project 1-800-HIT-EASY with Eric Bellinger. Bridget played it.
I had to, because every week we do Freshly Squeezed, and Valentine's Day just passed. And it's been a long time since we've gotten a full-length high quality R&B project, right? Like top to bottom, high quality project. And Passionate is my favorite joint on there. Like
that's what she just played.
That was what I played. That was my Freshly Squeezed for the week. And we were sitting here like, yo, can we call Berg about this?
Because that made my pussy wet, and I love this type of music.
Yo.
Right, damn.
I know. Well, you know how I talk.
We were just discussing the importance. A lot of passion there. She's got a lot of passion.
Yeah.
Can I ask you?
Day.
Yeah, can I ask you a question? Because you've actually been working with a lot of women artists. What made you work on this? Because I did think that you were going down the lane of working with a lot of just the rap girls. So this is different for me to see like you doing this right now, a whole project like this.
Yeah.
I will mean shit because we can. I don't know, nigga. Just because
talk your shit, so King. All right.
Yeah.
So like shit, we felt like we could do it, and we did it. I mean, this is the first of many projects that I'm executive producer that's coming out. I'm executive producing like 7 albums this year. So the next album that's coming out will be French Montana's album. I'm executive producer of that, and he's out of here again.
Right.
The single that he's about to drop.
Crazy.
And it's all queens on it, and
I knew it. He showed off his abs. I knew there was some fire about to drop.
It's queen energy. It's queen. I surrounded them with queen energy. So
yes.
I mean, y'all get ready for that one, and then they just all gonna roll out from there. You know what I'm saying? That'll be number 2.
All right. Well,
how was your Valentine's Day? Because you are literally
lover
boy. Not terrible. Why was it terrible?
No. Yo, bro, listen. We flew to Jazz. I was in Atlanta, and Jazz Prince gassed me up like, man, you'll never come work with me. Come to Houston. We gonna have a time. Bring whoever you want to bring. So I brought my boys and I brought some friends out, man. Do you know it's the worst snowstorm in Houston in the last decade? Like in the last 10 years, I'm stuck in the worst snowstorm.
Wait,
I can't
what?
the power going off at the hotels, the heat not on, all type of shit, yo. And it has been brutal. And shit, I'm stuck here.
Well,
The
see, you was
airport's
supposed to
closed
get
and all that.
snowed in with a little something special. That could be a good Valentine's Day, kind
Who
of.
said I wasn't?
Right. It just, I mean, if he had his way, he probably would have been in Miami on the beach.
You right.
Yeah,
That
I ain't
would've
gonna
been the
say she's
vibe.
special. Like, she
Oh,
ain't special.
shit.
She knew work, but you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, but new work on a holiday is still a holiday. You know what I mean? It's still a moment. It still could have been a little vibe, but yeah.
How was y'all's queen?
Oh, it was Valentine's Day was we were with our significant others, we were with our partners. Mine was fantastic. Mandy had a little
Yeah,
hiccup.
mine didn't end how I wanted it to, but I'll update you on that. But we gonna get back. We did just want to look. Yeah, it ain't really end how I wanted it to, but we do. Thank you for joining us on
And for talking to us about this, because we were like, yo, let's see if we could talk to Berg about this, because a lot of men are saying that Valentine's Day is strictly a women's holiday, and only women should be celebrated. Only women should be adorned with gifts.
I ain't never heard no man say that.
Oh, hold on.
Say that again.
You never heard no man say what?
No man say that that women should only be celebrated. I thought it's supposed to be a mutual thing. And don't hit me with no Swedish Day shit.
I thought so too. But there's a lot of men. There's a lot of men out here that are not getting gifts and not getting anything. They're not even getting a card.
Yo, do you think that vagina is a gift for Valentine's Day?
Hell yeah! I
mean,
had
I think
the butt
it's-
plug
What?
added and everything. Listen, I was.
No,
I've been getting that gift for so long. But you my significant other. What you mean?
no. Vagina's definitely the gift that keeps on giving. That's a Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Facts.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday gift.
So what? You
Oh. It's
But
Bird, the
not
snow,
special.
The snow down there has your
It's not a
segment so
special.
bad.
It's not an extra special gift. There needs to be something on top of that. There needs to be some level of effort and appreciation beyond just what we do every day.
What if your significant other say, yo, let's spice it up with your friend? You know what I'm saying?
Here
Your
he go.
church-
All right. Spicing it up with
that's
a friend.
that's out of my budget.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's.
It's out of my budget. Sorry, can't afford that one. You can't either. Actually, that's what I would have told mine. My baby can't afford that either. No.
Berg, I'm gonna holler at you, man. No, you're sick.
We are so grateful.
Men always want to add someone to the bedroom. Get off my phone. Bye. I'm gonna hit you later.
Yo,
Safe travels,
all right, I'm
Bird.
gonna text you.
Bye.
What? Can I just also bring that up though? That is literally the gift that so many men want. They just be like, let's bring a friend. Let's add somebody. I want a massage not with 2 hands, with 4. Like, what is with y'all? Okay, God damn it. The goddamn threesome talk. Y'all, that is a gift. Like, men really view that as a gift. You just hit me a gift.
It is a gift, I think. But if that's not something that you ordinarily do, I think a gift is something you don't ordinarily do. You should be. I mean, if you're in a partnership, a consistent partnership, you should be making time for some intimacy. But I mean, I'm not here to add people. Get me the fuck out of there. Anyway,
Facts. What else you got?
Thank you, Berg, for picking up. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
Let me
fun.
give
I
a
didn't know.
little
Oh
aux.
yeah, he go to aux friend.
I got some more R&B for that ass. Berg is one of the few people that still makes really good R&B, man. I'm proud and I'm happy that he's been so diligent about his craft.
For sure.
Yeah, because he can't miss. He's one of those people that musically cannot miss. My Girl 7 dropped a record, which I have been waiting to hear what she was going to come up with, because she took some time out of the spotlight for a little bit. So I was excited to hear she was back in the studio working.
Come on.
And so this joint is called Guilty. And it's with Chris Brown and
Her and
A$AP
Chris Brown just
Ferg.
need to give us a whole album
Listen,
together.
the way that we need those voices over some good R&B production, that is a concert I would love to go to. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's a show I would love to see. Would be the two of them performing a collaborative album. But this song Guilty is really is a jam for me.
What is this talking about? I'm reading these lyrics. Is it both of them moved on, but they can't stop fucking each other? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Because we're both not over each other. We moved on, but let's keep fucking.
Yeah.
That's
I can't say no.
damn.
Huh.
Yes, this is what this is.
Yes.
Oh, trifling. There's no control. I like this. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, it's trifling, but fuck. They know that they're both doing their partners dirty, but they can't say no to each other.
Correct.
This is
This is some, this is some toxic shit.
Did you like? That's why I asked you. Like, do you know what? Like, I'm reading and listening to the lyrics. I
know, but I love
feeling a connection to a song like that.
I love how they both did this collectively together, where it's like they're both guilty. Usually we hear it be one-sided from a woman.
Yes.
We hear it be one-sided from a guy. But also this lends to the conversation that Chris Brown had over the weekend with Justin LaBoy, who I know a very long time, and talking about having a girlfriend and being single. And this is exactly what that scenario looks like.
But this also is, to me, leans back to the conversation about us. Like, when you have some sort of intimacy with someone, it's difficult, and you probably should not try to keep a friendship, because a lot of this, you guys have moved on, you both have partners, but yet you keep finding a way to get back with each other, and this is toxic, trifling ass love.
Yeah.
And so maybe you guys shouldn't be sitting here hiding from your partners to, not the phone down. Heard you, Chris.
No, I don't like it.
I don't know. Me listening, but I do. I will say that this is probably one of my favorite type of songs, and you're the artist, so maybe there is a word for this. But I love the play back and forth between men and women.
Yeah, it's the call and answer.
Oh my God, this
but
is
also,
my shit.
As vocalists too, they complement each other really well. So I love hearing that portion of it too. You know what I mean? Her tone and his tone sound really great on records together, and I
need
love it.
Chris, I'm gonna speak to you here, sir. If you could do a whole Slime and B with fucking Young Thug, I need you to do something
with Seven.
Please.
We need a Seven and a Seven and Chris album.
A whole album,
really do.
because I didn't know I needed.
Well, now that I know
Young
that I
Thug,
needed an Eric Bellinger and Hitmaker project,
Right.
now I know I'm like, okay, great. So we're just gonna have these collaborative albums that are full length albums that are high quality and amazing.
I love it.
And music to our ears. It's eargasms.
I mean, people still rocking goddamn Future and Drake. Yeah. So I love it. I do want to get into my last pick for Freshly Squeezed. It does come from.
Who does it come from?
You know where it come from, bitch.
Lil Baby?
We ain't have Hove on the album. No, it doesn't come from goddamn Lil Baby. But
you
that's
always
not a
play Lil
far-fetched.
Baby.
It's not a far-fetch. I do always play him. And your second guess would have probably been Kehlani or fucking Kodak.
No, Doja Cat would have been my second guess. Or Mulatto.
Damn, you was reading me for filth.
We're friends in real life. I know what you listen to. I know what you like.
I do want to say we are going to get into as well the movie right after this, but we talked about, I don't know how many episodes ago, about soundtracks. And the Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack, it's an inspired album. Amazing. Of course, you guys know What It Feels Like, Nipsey and Jay-Z. That has been ringing and on the timeline and been a huge conversation. But on Valentine's Day, this was the album that me and my partner were driving around the city listening to. And I stopped and replayed Something Ain't Right by Masego, J.I.D., and Rhapsody. And I do just want to say, too, J.I.D. has probably been one of the best male rap performers I've ever gotten to see live. And I've seen a lot, but he is just so amazing and captivating. So I'm excited to see where his career goes from this. But I am going to play now. Again, it is the Black Messiah album and One Moment. Goddamn, here we go. Something Ain't Right. Let me
turn it up.
He's so great.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. When I tell you this whole song is it's beautiful.
This whole project. I know Joe and the guys dissected it
y'all,
already.
and I know, so y'all is like, bitch, we just heard a whole 3-hour pod on this shit. We don't care about it. But
the BJ Chicago Kid joint, I loved as well. Obviously, the Nipsey and Hove joint is also a favorite, but
no, it was. I love the her record as well. If you guys, honestly, like the whole project, if you haven't yet, shout out as well, Smino and Saba. Yeah. Another amazing song as well. It's really good. It's really good music. It's enlightening, and even when you hear that entire verse from JID, my mind just went to one of the last scenes in the movie. And this is the thing. I know y'all done got on us about the spoiler alerts for Malcolm and Marie. We can't spoil alert something that really fucking happened. So I just want to throw that out. This entire movie is based on on the true story of Fred Hampton. And so whatever we're about to say now, you can go to Wikipedia and see how the movie ends. This isn't,
or Google.
Or Google anything.
See how his life actually ends.
This is based on a true story. I do want to first lead into, I think the movie was wonderful. The cinematography was great. I appreciated it for that.
I also really enjoy watching these Black British actors play monumental African American leaders.
Do you?
I do. I really do.
Oh, you love to.
I do.
She loves to have unpopular opinions.
I am gonna stir the pot.
Please.
Because we always talk about the fact that we don't amplify enough Black male actors. We don't talk about how we don't. All of the roles that we see usually get sent to the same handful, right? And that's not to take away from the directors and screenplay writers like the Ryan Cooglers and the Spike Lees who deliberately find Black actors to play in their films and participate in their storytelling. But I do think it's very interesting that Daniel Kaluuya, and I have to find the other gentleman's name. I'm going to look it up right now, actually, who plays Martin Luther King in Selma. I cannot remember how to pronounce his last name, and I
want to let you get this off about him before.
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting, and I'm enjoying watching David Oyelowo. I'm already messing it up. Oyelowo. David Oyelowo.
Okay.
Oyelowo. Yeah, David Oyelowo. It's a tongue twister for me. I apologize to David. I apologize to that man. But yes, it's interesting to me that we have these conversations, right, about Hollywood and how we don't amplify enough of our own voices. And I think it's just very interesting. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just an observation I'm making that we are watching these incredible British Black actors play our African American heroes. I think that's very interesting. There's something to be said, and I'm wondering. Lakeith Stanfield did a phenomenal job too. He can do no wrong in my eyes ever. But I think it's interesting. I do think it's interesting.
It's interesting, but here's my problem. Here's my problem with this. And again, beautiful, beautiful movie, beautiful story. I love that we're learning so much more about our Black history because it's not taught specifically. Y'all talk about how I really don't be knowing a lot of shit. Blame Florida public school system. But outside of that,
blame Florida.
Yeah, just blame Florida. A Florida man. No, but. My problem with even Daniel taking this, and I understand the think pieces surrounding people not happy or pleased with him playing this because I want to bring up because there is a parallel between this and Queen and Slim. Basically, when that movie came out, this is a quote from Daniel Kaluuya. What is there to talk about race? It's just boring to me. What's the debate? I'm more of a doer. I'm just going to do what I want to do. And he has spoken out about not wanting to be a voice for Black actors. He doesn't want that. And my problem with this to be very fair, and again, when I watch movies, I look into the history, I read, I watch YouTubes, I read think pieces. I really enjoyed what this meant, and I'm reading. The problem is the African American story is not like that of Black people elsewhere. And so for this to be so monumental and meaningful as far as what it means for our history as African Americans, to have someone sit here and play a role where he's literally came out and said, I don't want to speak about race. I don't care about race. I don't want to be that Black actor that plays only these race roles. And then to take a role like this, I will also say, as far as how I perceive the movie to be right now, not only with what we've endured over the last year, but I want to go back all the way to when this took place in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And I mean, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. There's so much trauma that lies there that he's sitting here benefiting off of a history that he said he didn't even really want no parts of. He doesn't want to speak for, and yet you're taking this role. But more so, what bothers me about this, and I want to bring it back to Queen and Slim, Lakeith Stanfield's character. We know that we have the fight against white supremacy. We have the fight against, and it's funny because even in his role, and I'm talking about Fred Hampton's speech, where he was like, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. You can kill the freedom fighter, but you can't kill freedom.
Right.
And again, watching this, I hate that a lot of the emphasis was that our own people don't unite with us. The same way we make a joke about feminism, not even a joke, but we talk about feminism in a way that there still are so much cracks in unity. That's what I felt with this movie. The cracks within our own unity as Black people. And even so much so that the actor that's playing this role is like, I don't see race. I don't want to talk about race. But also the fact that there's another scene in here where you have a member of the Black Panther Party going to the home of another Black man that worked in the hospital where his friend was killed. And he's like, brother, help me. And this Black man looks at him and is like, I'm not your brother.
And calls the police.
And calls the police on him. And so a part of the frustration in watching these films is we know the fight against white supremacy. And what kills me is that we still have so many holes and cracks and fights within our own community, even to see that the Black Panther Party had to join forces with the Crowns, this other party
activist group
of activists that were fighting for Black rights, but still within each other. You saw the first scene of them engaging as a gun it's frustrating to me. It was so frustrating to me because I feel like also viewing this movie and where it took place, we are not far off from there. 40, 50 years later. Like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because when the fuck are we when is it going to change? I don't know. It was a great movie, but it was full of hurt and it was a frustrating movie.
I find it to be interesting that this is, and it's not to say that as actors they're not qualified to play these roles. I just find it interesting that even in the portrayal of some of an African American hero and monuments, because I will go so far as to say Fred Hampton was a monument,
absolutely,
and a pillar and a rock in every African American's history. And I think that for us to be able to watch that and it be, you know, it be given to an actor that's not from here, doesn't necessarily understand this. And I won't say he doesn't understand the significance, but I will say that it's just different. It's just different.
Do you want to bring it real back? You want to go to even the chaos surrounding Selena, a Mexican being played by J-Lo, a Puerto Rican. Like, you're not gonna get what really my fight, my struggle, all of that was. And there was a lot of conversation regarding the fact that why couldn't you find a Mexican American to play Selena?
Right.
Why did you have to go to J-Lo? Like, so again, this is a conversation that's been had. And I do love too, because you have women like even Zendaya who's saying, I know that I can't. Zendaya. Sorry. Is it Zendaya?
It's Zendaya.
Damn. God damn it.
It is.
Look, let me just fuck up everything. No. But even her saying, I don't want to play roles in which I know I can't speak to what the actual,
I've gotten sent auditions twice. It's happened to me where I've gotten sent auditions to play somebody Hispanic. And I was like, no.
Really?
No. You need to find someone Hispanic to play this.
Do you even know Spanish?
Yeah, but enough to get by. But I'm not, again, this is, if we're talking about representation
Right.
and the importance of representation, you can't just pick any old person that looks the part.
Right. I agree.
That's not fair.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? We're actually, that's the same thing as when we have conversations about LGBTQ+.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's to create the space for that story and that narrative to be told as it has been lived. And I think that's something that's worth a conversation.
I agree. I will say, if you guys do have the time, definitely check it out.
We're probably going to get ripped for that, but it is what it is.
No, you think they're gonna? Who's gonna get ripped?
Well,
they can
because
rip you.
Here's the thing, because I'm not.
Oh, shit.
I'm not anti. I think I do find it interesting, and I would implore our audience to come. I mean, give me some feedback on that, because I don't have an objection to it. I think it's just. In watching it this weekend, I thought to myself, this is an incredible portrayal. It's incredible
he did a great
acting.
job.
Yeah, but just that, it still goes back to my theory about Hollywood, that we always pick from the same handful of black actors. And it's always the same handful that get picked and cast for roles. And it shouldn't be limited to the same 5-10 people that we see that played the same thing. And I remember saying that, even rest in peace Chadwick.
Right.
I remember feeling that way when he played Jackie Robinson and James Brown. Like, I remember feeling like he's an amazing actor, but there are so many amazing black actors.
And he also played.
Who else did he play?
Give me the lawyer Marshall. Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall.
He also played Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, and Jackie Robinson.
Now that you say that sounds
The same
fucking
actor?
crazy.
Like, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hollywood. Like, y'all, come on. You know what I mean? And
Right.
granted, it's not to say anything about the men's acting skills. It really is just a testament to the fact that the way that thought is put into and consideration is put into who would play Margaret Thatcher, or who, by the way, was also, Margaret Thatcher was also somebody that was, I believe it was Meryl Streep who played Margaret Thatcher, and she's British, so we can say the same thing about America too.
Right.
Yeah, like the way that thought is put into casting other people to play, Leonardo DiCaprio as J. Edgar Hoover. You know what I mean? Thinking about that was very well thought out and very well cast. I think things like that are considered differently than how we have cast our black films, and I just think that's something to think about.
I agree. It's something to think about. Definitely check out the movie. I will say it's a lot. It's a lot mentally. It's a lot emotionally. Especially the last scene. Oh my God. It was so tough. It was to watch, as well as a woman leaning into the character of his girlfriend, the mother of his child.
She was phenomenal.
And not only was she phenomenal, but she started to like, and this is a modern day way of thinking this, guys, don't shoot me, but it's almost even the way my best friend was dating a street guy. And a part of her didn't want to give herself to him, knowing that she could lose him to the streets.
Dominique Fishback.
And you see this with this character. She's like, I know that you're fighting for this revolution and you're fighting to make a difference, but what about us? What about your son? What about our family? And you see it slipping as she almost finds it hard to cheer him on as she's pregnant. And, it was really touching to look at it that way. Something this weekend, and I did want to bring it to this show because I want to drop the GoFundMe in our description before we get out of here. I had the conversation with a woman this week who, at the age of 36, has the body of a 52-year-old. She has no eggs.
Oh, wow.
And as a woman, a black woman specifically, there's so much that we deal with health-wise that unfortunately doctors just push off as, stress, or, it's almost like we make irregular things seem like they should be regular. Mm-hmm. A heavy period, a missed period, an irregular period. Oh, that's normal.
Trouble getting pregnant.
And it's not.
Or trouble maintaining the embryo. Trouble developing the embryo.
And again, I want to put the link, donate, because also as black women, it's hard for us to donate our eggs because of BMI requirements, because of health requirements, because of education requirements. And also just the fear of us that we have in with the hospitals and doctors. I say all of that to say too, shame on all of you guys who decided to speak on Lauren London this last week and the speculation regarding her being pregnant and almost just seeing what that would be for her. Like, I could see her being traumatized by just the response, and it wasn't true. But also the fact that, yes, she's mourning this person, but how long? We all know that she loved this man, but so does Lauren London not deserve love and to move on and to live life? And I think we think that way even about Vanessa Bryant, bless her soul, dealing with Kobe. But I can only imagine what may happen if she moves forward. Like, how long are women supposed to grieve a loss but not seek happiness? Or
I don't think that's the argument here at all. I think this is the same argument that the same defense that we would put up for Britney Spears, which is leave women alone.
Period.
Just fucking period. Like, understand the weight of the situation. Read the room. There's nothing that you can gain or benefit from the spread of information about somebody else's business in that capacity. You're not gaining anything. You're not getting a check. You're not getting a check. You're not getting any clout. There's nothing good that comes from that. Nothing. Leave women alone. Let women live their lives, especially women that have experienced this level of loss on a grand scale in front of the world, and also having to share their loss with the world, knowing that it was also a loss for the world. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight.
That's a whole lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight. So if nothing else, understand that there is no gain and no amount of any attention is going to be good when you discuss a woman's body, a woman's livelihood, a woman's healing process. I mean, it's just a sticky place, and you're better off just leaving it alone. We just need to not even comment on that. It's gross. It's gross. That's really the word for it. It's just gross.
I do. And you know what? I ain't done it. So shout out to all of the women who deal with maybe not being able to produce, but also, like, again, the woman I interviewed. Who is the woman for this GoFundMe? Melissa Felix. She is a kindergarten teacher, and she shared about how she is the mother to so many children and almost cannot be a mother herself. So the GoFundMe is to actually help her with the IVF process. Again, as a Black woman, and the lack of Black eggs available here in the States, and also just the cost of it. That is an out-of-pocket cost. It costs anywhere between $30,000 and $40,000 for a woman to go through IVF. And I also want to share that I learned myself, it's just for the egg. If you go and carry term and have a miscarriage, you got to buy another egg.
Oh my God.
Like, there's no even guarantee. So she's actually going through a facility out in Barbados, which luckily in Barbados, women donate their eggs just out of love to do it. They do not get paid to donate their eggs. And so the cost is only $14,000 instead of what it costs here in the States, at about $30,000 to $40,000. Mind you, that's just IVF. She also is, right now, she doesn't have a partner. So there's also the sperm donation, which also for Black men is hard to find. Right. And she wants a baby that looks like her. So if you guys want to, please check the description of this episode. The GoFundMe link is there. Has about 8,000 to 9,000 right now. She's trying to get 14,000, and this is so that she can be a mother with a baby that looks like her. And again, it just means so much to me that as men, and again, I want to bring this up because, and shout out to Karen, she stood up for me on Clubhouse. My first weekend, I was attacked by, and I'm not going to say his name, he's a celebrity, and he came at me and felt as though I couldn't speak on anything as a woman because I didn't have kids. That was his rebuttal to me. You ain't even a mom. What do you have to say about anything? And the idea that men do not know, you don't know why I don't have kids. That could be my choice. But as women, the idea that the value placed on us is reproducing and having children, not only with men, but also with women.
But it's
frustrating.
The defense of the protection of all women, whether you're a mom or not, is feminism. I just want to throw that out there.
Well, of course.
It's feminism. That's feminism. That's what feminism is supposed to be about.
Well, and that's what I want it to be about. And that's where
that's what it's supposed to be about.
That is where my struggle is, where I feel like there's lines drawn in there where it's not.
Yeah, but I want the protection and defense. You don't have to be, there's no list of qualifications to protect women.
Right.
There's no list of qualifications. There's nothing that would deem you unqualified to protect or defend women.
Right.
So whoever that individual is, he's a trash bag.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you ain't getting your name on this show. What we leaving out
ain't.
to? What are we leaving out to, girl?
I mean, we're starting off the week a little nuts in here.
A little psycho.
A little nuts in here, but I feel like it's Britney Day.
It is. Let's leave out with some Britney, baby. Oh, you did that. You did that.
Ow.
By the way, y'all, before we get out of here, y'all see it if y'all watching on the YouTube. I done said I ain't gonna hold you. Bitch, I got the merch. Y'all go to mandiv.com. That's MANDIIB.com. Get your merch. I got this. I got it in oatmeal. I got a t-shirt.
It's so cute. I'm
Thank
so proud.
you. Thank you, y'all. This is clearly me.
And it's a good quality sweatshirt.
It
baby.
is.
I
It
like
is.
it.
It
I
is.
ordered mine last night.
I was excited.
I was on my date, half a bottle of wine in, and I was like, oh my God, Manny dropped her merch.
I did. And I had to drop it because the bitch was drunk. I was like, fuck midnight, bitch. 10 o'clock. Let me let it go live because I'm going to be asleep by midnight. But yeah, y'all can cop that. Again, I just want to thank all of y'all who support us, stay rocking with us. It's going to be a little different over here on our side. And
so it's going to be a little crazy. But
it's going to be a little crazy.
We trying to ride. If you down to ride.
Free Britney.
Yeah, free Britney.
But yeah.
We love y'all.
We love y'all. We really do. And make sure y'all follow us everywhere. I don't think I shouted out the YouTubers, the tweeters. I like to shout out the tweeters because the tweeters really like, do you see the tweeters?
I do see the tweeters.
Bro, the tweeters.
I engage with the tweeters.
The tweeters talk throughout the whole episode. I love it.
I do.
There's a Nola fan Duke. I don't know your name. I'm going to get it next time, but shout out to you because you the whole time. Anyway, let's do it. Let's leave out of here.
We'll get out of here. We'll see y'all next week. Yeah, stay crazy.
I just can't sing. I'm so excited.